allow me to hand you over to the live proceedings. Good afternoon. My name is Kamche Menza.
First order. Honorable members, settle down quickly. Thank you.
Order number 1, administration of oath. Order number 2, communication from the chair. Order number 3, messages. Order number 4, petitions. Order number 5, papers.
Honorable Speaker, I beg to lay the following papers on the table of the House today, Thursday, June 6, 2024, afternoon sitting. Report of the Auditor General on Public Universities for the financial year 2021-2022. Number 2, 2022-2023 Office of the Registrar of Political Parties, ORPP, Annual Report. Number 3, Report of the Auditor General on National Government for the financial year 2022-2023. Number 4, Report National Government Budget Implementation Review Report for the first 9 months for the year 2023-2024 from the Office of the Controller of Budget. Number 5, County Government Budget Implementation Review Report for the first 9 months of the year 2023-2024 from the Office of the Controller of Budget. Number 6, the following documents from the Commission on Revenue Allocation. A, Annual Report and Financial Statement 2022-2023. B, the On-Source Revenue and Comprehensive Tax Gap Study. And C, the Vertical Recommendation 2024-2025. Number 7, Report of the Activities and Financial Statement for financial year 2022-2023 from the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission. And 8, National Road Safety Action Plan 2024-2028 from the National Transport and Safety Authority. Thank you, Honorable Speaker, and I lay.
Next is the chairperson for the Departmental Committee on Agriculture and Livestock. Honorable Brighton, you're doing it on behalf of your chair? Okay, proceed.
Honorable Speaker, I beg to lay the following paper on the table of the House today, Thursday, 6th of June, 2024. Report of the Departmental Committee on Agriculture and Livestock on its consideration of the Senate amendment to the Food and Feed Safety Control Coordination Bill, National Assembly Bill, number 21 of 2023. Thank you, Speaker.
Next, we have the chairperson for the Departmental Committee on Lands.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I beg to lay the following paper on the table of the House today, Thursday, 6th June 2024. Report of the Departmental Committee on Lands on its consideration of the Senate amendments to the National Rating Bill, National Assembly Bill number 55 of 2022. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Next order.
Order number 6, notices of motion. Order number 7, questions and statements.
Okay, honorable members, the honorable member for nominated member Umulka Harun, you have a statement? Yes.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Honorable Speaker, pursuant to the provisions of Standing Order 44-2C, I rise to request for a statement from the chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Energy regarding the ongoing power outages in Garissa. Honorable Speaker, in the recent past, there have been frequent power outages in Garissa County which have disrupted critical services, including health facilities, public institutions, and commercial entities. The outages have caused panic amongst the area residents, noting that this may result to incidences of insecurity and negatively impact the economic growth. Honorable Speaker, it is against this background that I request for a statement from the chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Energy on the following. Could the chairperson provide a report on the statements on the steps being taken by the Ministry of Energy to address the frequent power outages of Garissa County? What actions has the ministry taken to ensure stable power supply in the county? I thank you, Honorable Speaker. Also to note, the same was raised in the morning by the area MP for Ijara constituency. Thank you.
Thank you, and the chairperson for the Committee on Energy. Are they here? Any member of the committee? Okay, I think Majority Leader, Deputy Leader, ensure that this is brought to the attention of the Committee on Energy, because they don't seem to be present. Next, we have Bishop Kamala, member for Honorable Bishop Kamala, member for Lurambi.
Thank you. Thank
Your
you.
statement, sir.
Yeah, thank you, Madam Speaker. I rise to seek a statement. Honorable Speaker, pursuant to Standing Order number 44-2C, I wish to request for a statement from the chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Finance and National Planning regarding the measures to contain the high cost of living in the country. Honorable Speaker, heavy reliance of Kenya's economy on importation, which is largely dependent on the exchange rate for the Kenya shilling against the US dollar. It remains the leading contributor to high cost of living in the country. The situation has on various occasions gotten worse, especially when the value of the shilling against the US dollar depreciates. However, in the recent period of about 3 months, the Kenya shilling has stabilized from its previous weakening trend and gained against the US dollar. According to a bulletin released by the Central Bank of Kenya in May 2024, the Kenya shilling recorded a significant gain of Kenya shillings 135 against the US dollar at that rate, from a previous rate of Kenya shillings 139. Madam Speaker, while a stronger shilling has a stabilizing effect on the economy, the gain in its exchange rate against the US dollar has not significantly lowered the inflation rate and the cost of living in the country. The high inflation rate is negatively impacting prices of essential commodities such as food, fuel, resulting in a high cost of living. Madam Speaker, it is against this backdrop that I seek a statement from the chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Finance and National Planning on the following. 1, could the chairperson explain why there has not been a significant positive shift translating into a reduction in the cost of living for Kenyans despite the significant appreciation of the Kenya shilling trading rate against the US dollar? Number 2, what factors are hindering the lowering of cost of living in spite of the gain in the value of the exchange rate of the Kenyan shilling against the US dollar? 3, what measures is the government taking to ensure that every gain in the trading value of the shilling against the US dollar results in lowering of prices of essential commodities, especially fuel, food, and electricity, which continue to burden the majority of the Kenyan households. What's the long-term measures that the government has taken to sustain the strength of the Kenya shilling against the US dollar and ensure that the gain in value of exchange rate translates more directly and equitably in lowering the living expenses for Kenyans? Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you. Is the chairperson for the Finance and National Planning Committee present? Or any member of the committee who can make a commitment? Okay, again, I think we leave that to Majority Leader to ensure that it gets the attention of the committee. And maybe at the next sitting they can advise us. I think we can go. The next statement is by the Honorable Stephen Mule, member for Matungulu. If you can proceed, please, with your statement.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Honorable Speaker, pursuant to the provision of Standing Order number 44-2C, I rise to request for a statement from the chairperson and of Departmental Committee on Transport and Infrastructure regarding the collapse of Athi River Bridge at Ndunyu Sabuk area in Matungulu constituency. Madam Speaker, the Athi River Bridge serves as a primary link between Kiambu County and Machakos County, particularly functioning as the principal route connecting the residents of Thika Town and Matungulu constituency. However, movement between the two counties have been paralyzed after the bridge collapsed due to floods due to the recent rains. Residents who wish to traverse between the two counties are now forced to use boats and travel between the two areas. Madam Speaker, mostly alarming, the collapse of the bridge has resulted into approximately 300 students not able to attend school at Ndunyu Sabuk. Some of the brave children, desperately not to miss their education, are endangering their lives daily by attempting to cross the treacherous river in makeshift boats. This is a situation that not only poses a great risk to their safety, but also severely harm their constitutional right to education, as well disrupting economic activities of traders and farmers from the both counties, who rely on the bridge to transport their goods. Despite the plight of these residents, the Kenya Rural Roads Authority, KERA, is yet to take any action. Madam Speaker, it is against this background that I seek a statement from the chairperson of Departmental Committee on Transport and Infrastructure on the following. Why is the Kenya Rural Road Authority, KERA, yet to take action in reconstruction of a bridge considering the pride of the residents of the two constituencies? 2, what are the immediate measures being taken by the Ministry of Roads and Transport to provide temporary crossing solution to the resident? And 3, state why the construction of Tala-Ndunyu Thika Road has stalled for the last 3 years, and measures put in place, and what measures are put in place to ensure the contractor resume construction of the said road. I thank you, Madam Speaker.
The chairperson for the Departmental Committee on Transport and Infrastructure, are they present to give a commitment? Okay, they're not there. So again, we leave that to the leader of majority.
Honorable Speaker, we will require about 3 weeks to respond. Thank you.
Thank you, Chair. I didn't know you were present. Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, 2 weeks. Yes, your point of order.
Madam Speaker, the representative of the committee is requesting 3 weeks. Madam Speaker, as we speak, 300 kids cannot access their school. I find 3 weeks too long. We need to take action as quickly as possible, and I would wish the committee can give the best priority to this question, because we cannot sit in this house and 300 students are not able to access their school. Something must be done, Madam Speaker.
Your response, Honorable
Honorable Speaker, I sympathize with the member's situation, and we promise to respond to the matter within 2 weeks. 2 weeks, because we have quite a number of statements to respond to, and we require the ministry to appear before the committee to commit the statements to us.
You've already summoned the ministry? Have you summoned the ministry already, or are you saying you will?
No, I mean we have a number of other statements that have been requested for by members, so we will require ample time to respond. I think 2 weeks will be good enough. Yes. I hope the member will allow me to take 2 weeks.
But maybe I can even help you, Honorable Chair. If it's the bridge, is it under the Highway Authority? Is it under KERA?
From what I've heard the member say, it's under KERA. We have bridges that are under Kura, KERA, and Kenha. Yes. But I think that one is under KERA.
So I think the fastest way is to actually summon KERA.
Yes, we will, but normally we summon the minister, who would delegate to the principal secretary, but not to the DG. We rarely invite the DG directly. So we will require the minister to nominate, to ask the PS to appear before the committee, or he appears, the CS appears himself.
Why don't you make it at a week, 1 week? Because 2 weeks we already have gone to recess. 3 weeks would have gone to recess. Okay. So I think, to be fair to the Honorable Mule, and considering the urgency of the matter, it's not like other statements. This is an actual collab. I mean, children are not going to school.
Okay. We'll do our best,
so
Honorable
you can
Speaker.
Say that you respond this time next week.
Okay, yes. Madam Speaker,
Thank
we'll
you.
do our best. Thank you.
The Honorable Member for Laikipia East, Honorable Mwangi Kiunjuri, you have a statement?
Thank you. Madam Speaker, pursuant to the provision of Standing Order 44-2C, I rise to request for a statement from the chairperson of the Departmental Committee of Tourism and Wildlife regarding the regulation on wildlife in private conservancies. Madam Speaker, in the last few months, communities in Laikipia East constituency have been living in fear and frequent anxiety due to the frequent marauding by wild animals from nearby private conservancies and ranches, such as Sorio, Orbajeta, Rodaiga, among others. These animals, particularly elephants, lions, and the most notorious zebras and monkeys, have caused havoc and suffering to the residents. Crops have been destroyed and livestock have been killed due to the lack of regulation on the wild animals from straying to private conservancies. Madam Speaker, where we appreciate the importance of wildlife conservation and tourism revenue that is generated from the same, the pride of the residents situated around the private conservancies and ranches cannot be overlooked. Regrettably, the residents are terrorized by these animals, resorting to them, living under constant threat and unable to move freely, especially at night. Madam Speaker, it is against this background that I seek a statement from the chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Tourism and Wildlife on the following. 1. What action is the ministry taking to ensure that wild animals found in the private conservancies and ranches are contained to prevent them from straying to the people of Sorio, Tigedi, Kihato, Umande, and Muturia location? Number 2, could the Ministry of Tourism and Wildlife provide details on who has the responsibility to ensure the necessary fencing of such private conservancies and ranches ensure that they are done and maintained to keep wildlife within their boundaries, and what measures are in place to enforce this responsibility? Number 3, what measures are there to ensure timely compensation of residents from the losses occasioned by such animals, including crop destruction? And lastly, number 4, what policy measures are in place to ensure communities are not receiving peanut benefits from the conservancies, ranches, and government, considering the benefits gained from visits by tourists due to the presence of wild animals? I thank you, Madam Speaker.
The chairperson for the committee, Tourism and Wildlife, are they present? Yes, Honorable Member for Kiambaa.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I'm the Vice Chair of the committee, and we commit that within the 14 days we'll be able to bring a report in the floor of this House. I know the issues of human-wildlife conflict is very emotive, and we're going to do our best to make sure that we do a better report and bring it before the House, Madam Speaker.
Thank you. Before we go to the next statement, Before we go to the next statement, the last one, I'd like to recognize the following schools that are seated in the Speaker's Gallery. Chogoria Boys Secondary School from Mahara constituency, Tharaka Nithi County. Kapkisiara Girls High School from Bureti constituency, Kericho County. We also have seated in the public gallery is Baricho Boys High School from Dia constituency, Kirinyaga County. And 3, we have Eagles Westview Secondary School from Kikuyu Central constituency, Kiambu County. We also have Ruai Hills View Secondary School from Kasarani constituency, Nairobi County. There is also Kiambo Secondary School from Mingi West, Kitui constituency. I think I will give a member, yours is not yet. I'll give the member from Dia to welcome the guests on our behalf, all of them.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I take this opportunity to welcome the students from various schools who have visited Parliament. And Honorable Speaker, visiting Parliament is a really great opportunity for kids to learn how Parliament operates and how laws are made and how this arm of government functions. So, Madam Speaker, when I was a small boy, I used to visit Parliament often, and I never knew that one day I would sit here as a member of Parliament. So I want to encourage the young ones who have visited Parliament and assure them that whatever vision they have in their hearts, that will come to pass. Any of them who wishes to one day be a member of Parliament, I want to encourage them that it is possible and that one day there will be great men and women in this country. Encourage them to pursue their education with great energy and commitment so that one day they can realize their dreams. Thank you, Honorable Speaker. And Madam Speaker, there's one school from my constituency, Baricho High School. Baricho is one of the best schools in this country. It's a provincial school, and I am very happy to have them here. And I encourage them to continue pursuing their academic goals with zeal and resilience. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Okay. I think I'll also give one more chance to also welcome the guests. Member for Bureti, Honorable Kibet Kimingoi.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I think as we welcome the students, we also want to welcome all other students, especially the students from Kapkishara Girls, from Bureti constituency, Tebesonic Ward. my actual ward, the only school that performs excellently in my ward. And we are indeed very grateful that they are here not only to see for themselves what do happen in this house, but also to motivate them that they may be able to put more effort, and not only effort in the academics, but also effort to see what happens across the country for them to be able to be good citizens of this nation, to participate in the economic activities of this nation and contribute to the public good of this country. I welcome them, and we tell them to enjoy the time that they have here in Nairobi and take back the greetings from this bunge to the rest of the students in their schools. You are most welcome, our youth. Thank you.
Thank you. I think we can move to the next order. Oh, yes. Honorable Mayaka, yes, I just approved yours. Honorable Mayaka, your statement.
Thank you.
My apologies. I just signed it now.
Okay. Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I wish to request for a statement regarding the lack of facilities specializing in the treatment of endometriosis. Honorable Speaker, pursuant to the provisions of Standing Order 44-2C, I wish to request for a statement from the chairperson of the Departmental Committee of Health regarding the lack of facilities specializing in the treatment of endometriosis. Honorable Speaker, endometriosis is a gynecological condition which affects an estimated 176 million women worldwide, according to the National Institute of Health, and remains a leading cause of infertility and chronic pelvic pain. Notably, many women in Kenya suffering from endometriosis have raised concerns that due to lack of facilities specializing in treatment of endometriosis and trained personnel, their diagnosis of the condition was enormously delayed for years. Furthermore, victims of endometriosis bear the overwhelming burden of exorbitant costs associated with acquiring treatment for the condition. Honorable Speaker, while endometriosis is not usually considered fatal, in rare circumstances, it can precipitate life-threatening complications. The late Ms. Njambi Koikai is an endometriosis warrior whose condition worsened over the years until she suffered a collapsed lung from thoracic endometriosis, necessitating specialized surgery. It is therefore with a heavy heart that many people mourn the loss of this great woman following her demise on the 4th of June 2024, after battling her condition with remarkable fortitude, while also publicly raising awareness on the condition. I wish to convey my heartfelt condolences to the family, friends, and all who grieve the loss of the late Ms. Njambi Koikai. The people of Kenya have lost a truly exceptional lady who advocated for reproductive health rights for the women and brought profound awareness on endometriosis to improve better health care for women with such a condition. Honorable Speaker, it is against this background that I request for a statement from the chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Health on the following. Number one, the states the number of facilities in the country that are specialized in endometriosis treatment, their location, and whether such facilities carry out public awareness programs on the condition. Number two, outline the measures put in place by the Ministry of Health to facilitate public hospitals with specialized training on treatment of endometriosis so as to provide better health care to women in the country. Number three, what are the specific actions being taken by the Ministry of Health to tackle the challenges posed by endometriosis and create public awareness of this treatment? I thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Mayaka. The chairperson for the Departmental Committee on Health, and in his absence, I don't know if there's any member of the committee here. Okay. Honorable Sunkuli.
Madam Chair, on behalf of the chairman of the Departmental Committee on Health, I undertake to push for a statement to be delivered in 2 weeks' time.
Thank you, Honorable Sunkuli. Majority Leader, do you have your Thursday statement? The usual one. Yes, the usual one.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Yes, I have the usual Thursday statement on behalf of the House Business Committee. Honorable Speaker, the statement on behalf of the House Business Committee, which met on Tuesday, June 4th, 2024, to prioritize business for consideration during the week, is as follows. And allow me, Honorable Speaker, as I said on Tuesday, to first welcome back all the members of this House from the long working recess that we just came from, and welcome you to a very busy session. Honorable Speaker, as you're aware, this is a session that will be considering what we have already begun, our budget estimates and approval of our budget estimates, the finance bill, and a lot of other important business, and therefore it will be a very busy schedule. Therefore, as I welcome them, Honorable Speaker, members are aware that this morning the House concluded the general debate on the budget estimates of revenue and expenditure for the year 2023-24 and the medium term, and is expected to adopt the annual estimates in the Committee of Supply this afternoon. The House also concluded consideration of the supplementary estimates and the resultant bill at all stages. Allow me to commend members for their commitment and participation during this important time-bound business in line with our parliamentary calendar and our fiscal calendar for the country. Honorable Speaker, with regards to business scheduled for Tuesday, the 6th of June 2024, the House is expected to consider the following bills at various stages, should they not be concluded this afternoon, or rather today. One is Committee of the Whole House on the Kenya Drugs Authority Bill of 2022. Two is a second reading of the following bills: the Statute Law Miscellaneous Amendments Bill of 2023, whose debate began this morning, and B, the Mang Beans Bill, Senate Bill number 13 of 2022. C is a Care and Protection of Child Parents Bill, Senate Bill number 29 of 2023. And D, the Land Laws Amendment Bill, Amendment number 2 Bill of 2023. Additional debate will also be undertaken on the following motions, should they not be concluded today. One, reports of the Auditor General on the National Government Constituency Development Fund for 9 constituencies in Bungoma County. Two, report of the Public Petitions Committee on its consideration of public petitions on funds spent contrary to the provisions of Article 223 of the Constitution. Three, reports of the Auditor General on the financial statements of specified state corporations. Four, reports on the Parliamentary Broadcasting and Library on enhancing reporting of parliamentary business on online platforms. Five, report of the Committee on Regional Integration on its inspection to the semi-autonomous institutions of the East African Community in Uganda. Six, report of the Committee on Implementation on the implementation status of reports on petitions and resolutions passed by the House. And seven, lastly, is the report of the Committee on Trade, Industry and Cooperatives on its consideration on alleged unfair trade practices by foreign investors in Kenya. Honorable Speaker, with regards to the attendance of Cabinet Secretaries before plenary to answer questions of members and respond to statements, I wish to inform the House that due to priority budget-related business scheduled for next week, the Cabinet Secretaries that were scheduled to appear on Wednesday, 12th of June 2024, have been rescheduled to a later date. I also wish to remind the House, in line with the Speaker's communication this Tuesday, that the Cabinet Secretary for the National Treasury will be presenting the budget highlights and revenue-raising measures next Thursday, 13th of June 2024, together with his compatriots in the East African community in their respective countries. In conclusion, Honorable Speaker, the House Business Committee shall reconvene again on Tuesday, 11th June 2024, to schedule business for the rest of the week. I now wish to lay this statement on the table of the House, and a blessed weekend.
Thank you. Next order.
Order number 8, procedural motion, extension of sitting until conclusion of specified business.
Proceed.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I beg to move that pursuant to the provisions of Standing Order 33A, this House orders that should the time appointed for adjournment of the House be reached before conclusion of the business under Order number 10, Committee of Supply, the sitting shall stand extended until conclusion of the particular business. Honorable Speaker, just to mention, as I appeal to members to support this motion, and also seek their indulgence and support because all these very diligent members have been very supportive of this budget process. As I mentioned, in line with what has been lined up for business next week, and considering that the Cabinet Secretary is, we are losing a day next week, and that's why we had a sitting this morning. And therefore, because we are seeking to extend today's sitting beyond the appointed time of 7 p.m. You know the House usually rises at 7. And I want to appeal to you to hang on until we conclude the business of Committee of Supply. What we have done in the morning is simply adopted the Budget and Appropriations report. We are yet to supply money to the departments, including the State Department for Planning that has our own money that goes to our constituencies for bursary, through NGCDF, and therefore without supplying that money, then we have no money that we have budgeted. This is the actual budget now, and it's important that I mention that so that we indulge our, the House leadership, as I call on the leader of minority to second this motion, because it's important for the House, for the country, so that we're able to conclude this business, because working backwards, losing Thursday to the Speaker, to the Cabinet Secretary's statement on Thursday, it means the House will not be sitting on Thursday, and we need to give the National Treasury at least a day before the Cabinet Secretary comes to give his budget highlights and his revenue-raising measures highlights, for him to factor in what has been adopted by the House. That means we must have cleared with the appropriation bill and the Committee of Supply at least by the beginning of Tuesday afternoon, and therefore seek your indulgence. Please hang on, support our chairman, budget, and members of the Budget and Appropriations Committee. And I want to pray that all members of the Budget and Appropriations Committee will be as diligent as one Samuel Atandi and one Makali Mulu, who have been here throughout this process. And I can see the Honorable Jamatia, the Honorable Kawanjiko, the Honorable Chikati. I want to appeal to the 27 members of the Budget and Appropriations Committee, because this is your baby. Please be around. And those of us, other very many diligent members, please let us be around until we conclude supply. All chairs of committees, this is when, and your vice chairs, this is when you now come and supply the money that you seek to appropriate to your state departments. If you don't supply, then there is nothing to oversight. So this is the real budget. When we pride ourselves that we have the power of the purse in this house and not the other house, the one where they just talk about money. This is where you appropriate. This is where the real power is, the power of the purse. This is the time to show that power this afternoon until conclusion of the debate. And therefore, Honorable Speaker, I beg to move and request the leader of minority, my good friend, the Honorable Pio Andai, member for Ugunja in Siaya County, where I will soon be visiting, very soon, upon invitation by the Honorable leader of minority, because this is the country that we want to build together. So that when Kenyans see us at times fighting with the Honorable Opio on the floor, they know we are not enemies. It is because we have varying opinions on certain matters. Where we have divergent opinions, we articulate our divergent opinions respectfully, and I honor the people of Gunja like the Honorable Opio honors the people of Kikuyu who brought me here. And I honor the people of Ugunja who have sent him here. And therefore, Leader of Minority, I beg that you do second this motion. I move.
Honorable Speaker, I wish to second the motion. And ideally, the motion seeking to extend the hours of sitting of this afternoon sitting to beyond the appointed time is only logical, really, that we do so. And I want to echo what the Honorable Ichungwa has said, that if there is one task that is sacrosanct for this House, is the budget-making task. And there is no more critical stage of the budget-making process than the stage of the Committee of Supply. Honorable Speaker, I want to plead with my colleague members that budget-making process is a fairly technical process. And it is incumbent upon members to take their time and sit through the process from the start to the end. That is the only really way how you can be able to master the process, understand in full detail what it takes to make a budget. I also want to conclude, Honorable Speaker, as I second this motion, by thanking the members of the Budget Committee who were here throughout the morning session. I remember leaving here for other engagements, but they remained here. And we want to continue in that same spirit. We need this budget-making process concluded so that monies can be appropriated. Monies can be appropriated to the various functions so that this country can move forward. Otherwise, with those very many remarks, Honorable Speaker, I second.
To propose the question. Honorable members, I wish to propose the question that pursuant to the provisions of Standing Order 30, 3A, this House orders that should the time appointed for the adjournment of the House be reached before the conclusion of business under Order number 10, that's Committee of Supply, the sitting shall stand extended until conclusion of the particular business. Honorable members, you'd want to beg to reply? Just say I beg to reply so that I can proceed to put the question. Just say I beg to reply.
You need to take your seat. Honorable Speaker, I beg to reply and ask you to put the question.
You weren't fast enough. Honorable members, I now put the question that pursuant to the provisions of Standing Order number 33A, this House orders that should the time appointed for adjournment of the House be reached before conclusion of the business under Order number 10, Committee of Supply, the sitting shall stand extended until conclusion of the particular business. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as of the contrary opinion say nay? So we've signed up to stay until midnight, right? Just read the next order. Maybe I can put the question on number 9 so that we can move on.
Order number 9, motion, report of the Committee of the Whole House on the Kenya Drugs Authority Bill, National Assembly Bill number 54 of 2022. Question to be put.
Honorable members, I now put the question that this House do agree with the report of the Committee of the Whole House on its consideration of the Kenya Drugs Authority Bill, National Assembly Bill number 54 of 2022, up to clause 54, and 6 leave to sit again. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Order number 10, Committee of Supply.
Honorable members, we are now in the Committee of Supply to consider the estimates of recurrent and development expenditure for the year ending 30th June 2025. I propose the question that a sum not exceeding 5,132,190,119 Kenya shillings be issued from the consolidated fund to complete the sum necessary to meet the recurrent and development expenditure during the year ending 30th June 2025 in respect of vote 1011, the Executive Office of the President. I propose the question that the programs under vote 1011 as read out and sums allocated in the schedule be approved. There are no amendments. I will therefore put the question that programs under the vote 1011 as read out and the sums allocated in the schedule be approved. I now put the question that a sum not exceeding 5,132,190,119 Kenya shillings be issued from the consolidated fund to complete the sum necessary to meet the recurrent and development expenditure during the year ending 30th June 2025 in respect to vote 1011, the Executive Office of the President. As many as are of that opinion say aye. As many as are of a contrary opinion say nay. The ayes have it.
Vote 1012, Office of the Deputy President.
I propose the question that a sum not exceeding 4,896,000,000 Kenya shillings be issued from the consolidated fund to complete the sum necessary to meet the recurrent and development expenditure during the year ending 30th June 2025 in respect of vote 1012, Office of the Deputy President.
Program under the vote, Deputy President Services.
I propose the question that the program under vote 1012, Office of the Deputy President, and sums allocated in the schedule be approved. No amendment. I put the question that the program under the vote 1012 as read out and sums allocated in the schedule be approved. I now put the question that a sum not exceeding 4,896,000,000 Kenya shillings be issued from the consolidated fund to complete the sum necessary to meet the recurrent and development expenditure during the year ending 30th June 2025 in respect of vote 1012, Office of the Deputy President. As many as are of that opinion say aye. As many as are of a contrary opinion say nay. The ayes have it.
Vote 1013, Office of the Prime Cabinet Secretary.
I propose the question that the sum not exceeding 1,140,788,324 Kenya shillings be issued from the consolidated fund to complete the sum necessary to meet the recurrent and development expenditure during the year ending 30th June 2025 in respect of vote 1013, Office of the Prime Cabinet Secretary. I propose the question that the program under the vote 1013, Office of the Prime Cabinet Secretary, as read out and sums allocated in the schedule, be approved. Kindly, honorable members, if you're intending to speak on any of these issues, put the intervention. Honorable Mayaka, are you speaking on this? Okay.
Honorable Oundo.
Chair, as I will support, probably it's a point that we need to note that this particular vote is only recurrent expenditure and does not produce anything that can enhance economic development in this country. Probably going in future, we need to allocate them something to do that can engage people instead of just drawing salaries for doing nothing. Thank you, Honorable Chair.
All right, I put the question that the program under the vote 1013 as read out and sums allocated in the schedule be approved. I now put the question that a sum not exceeding 1,140,788,324 Kenya shillings be issued from the consolidated fund to complete the sum necessary to meet the current and development expenditure during the year ending 30th June 2025 in respect to vote 1013, office of the Prime Cabinet Secretary. As many as are of that opinion say aye. As many as are of a contrary opinion say nay. The ayes have it. I propose the question that a sum not exceeding 458,283,000 Kenya shillings be issued from the consolidated fund to complete the sum necessary to meet the recurrent and development expenditure during the year ending 30th June 2025 in respect of vote 1014, State Department for Parliamentary Affairs. I propose the question that the programs under vote 1014 as read out and sums allocated in the schedule be approved. I put the question that the programs under vote 1014 as read out and sums allocated in the schedule be approved. I now put the question that a sum not exceeding 458,283,000 Kenya shillings be issued from the consolidated fund to complete the sum necessary to meet the recurrent and development expenditure during the year ending 30th June 2025 in respect of vote 1014, State Department for Parliamentary Affairs. As many as are of that opinion say aye. As many as are of a contrary opinion say nay. The ayes have it. I propose the question that a sum not exceeding 597,112,861 Kenya shillings be issued from the consolidated fund to complete the sum necessary to meet the recurrent and development expenditure during the year ending 30th June 2025 in respect of vote 1015, the State Department for Performance and Delivery Management. I propose the question that the programs under vote 1015 as read out and sums allocated in the be approved. Honorable Elachi.
Thank you, Chair. While we approve this, I think it will be important as we go forward to always understand when we talk of service delivery, it's good for them to bring us a report in this House so that we know even the services the President has promised and everything. Do we still have people who are outside there monitoring and ensuring so that even in the next budget, we ensure there are measures to know things were done? Because when you just say service delivery, what service delivery, Madam Chair?
Thank you. I put the question that the programs under vote 1015 as read out and sums allocated in the schedule be approved. I now put the question that a sum not exceeding 597,112,861 Kenya shillings be issued from the consolidated fund to complete the sum necessary to meet the recurrent and development expenditure during the year ending 30th June 2025 in respect of vote 1015, the State Department for Performance and Delivery Management. As many as are of that opinion say aye. As many as are of a contrary opinion say nay. The ayes have it. I propose the question that a sum not exceeding 275,136,014 Kenya shillings be issued from the consolidated fund to complete the sum necessary to meet the recurrent and development expenditure during the year ending 30th June 2025 in respect of vote 1016, the State Department for Cabinet Affairs.
Program under the vote, Cabinet Affairs Services.
I propose the question that the program under vote 1016 be as read out and sums allocated in the schedule be approved. I put the question that the program under vote 1016 as read out and sums allocated in the schedule be approved. I now put the question that a sum not exceeding 275,136,014 Kenya shillings be issued from the consolidated fund to complete the sum necessary to meet the recurrent and development expenditure during the year ending 30th June 2025 in respect of vote 1016, the State Department for Cabinet Affairs. As many as are of that opinion say aye. As many as are of a contrary opinion say nay. The ayes have it.
Vote 1017, State House.
I propose the question that a sum not exceeding 9,496,000,000 be issued from the consolidated fund to complete the sum necessary to meet the recurrent and development expenditure during the year ending 30th June 2025 in respect of vote 1017, State House.
Program under the vote, State House Affairs.
I propose the question that the program under vote 1017 as read out and sums allocated in the schedule be approved. Honorable Oundo.
Chair, being a substantial amount close to 9.5 billion, is it possible, as we always do, for a sense of accountability to see value for money for this expenditure? We know they require money to move, but let's hope the money is not spent outside the country. A bit of it spent here in Kenya so the circulation money can be filled. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. I now put the question that a sum not exceeding 9,496,000,000 be issued from the consolidated fund to complete the sum necessary to meet the recurrent and development expenditure during the year ending 30th June 2025 in respect of vote 1017, State House. As many as are of that opinion say aye. As many as are of a contrary opinion say nay. The ayes have it.
Vote 1023. Vote 1023, State Department for Correctional Services.
I propose the question that a sum not exceeding 35,550,346,616 Kenya shillings be issued from the consolidated fund to complete the sum necessary to meet the recurrent and development expenditure during the year ending 30th June 2025 in respect of vote 1023, State Department for Correctional Services.
Programs under the vote, 1, General Administration, Planning and Support Services, 2, Prison Services, 3, Probation and Aftercare Services.
I propose the question that the programs under vote 1023 as read out and sums allocated in the schedule be approved. Member for Embakasi West, Honorable Mark Mwenje.
Thank you, Chair. I want to thank and congratulate the Budget Committee on this specific vote, especially on probation and aftercare. Honorable Chair, if these funds, then you can ensure the relevant departmental committee ensures these funds actually are used to rehabilitate those people who are released from prison, because most of them just end up falling back into the same crimes. But if these funds were utilized well, it can really change the lives of those ex-prisoners. So I want to support this specific vote. Thank you, Chair.
Honorable Oundo.
Chair, I hope to the chairman, in respect of this committee, in respect of these departments in the House, because it would seem we have a serious crisis in the correctional services of dilapidated prisons, lack of vehicles to transport prisoners to courts, and generally the poor state of the postal services. I hope the 7 million that are placed here will go a long way to do a bit of repairs and maintenance so that we let our prisoners live in dignity in line of the work that had been started by Uncle Moody. Thank you, Honorable Chair.
I therefore put the question that the programs under vote 1023 as read out and sums allocated in the schedule be approved. There being no amendments, I now put the question that a sum not exceeding 35,550,346,616 Kenya shillings be issued from the consolidated fund to complete the sum necessary to meet the recurrent and development expenditure during the year ending 30th June 2025 in respect of vote 1023, the State Department for Correctional Services. As many as are of that opinion say aye. As many as are of a contrary opinion say nay. The ayes have it.
Vote 1024, State Department for Immigration and Citizen Services.
I propose the question that a sum not exceeding Kenya shillings 14,959,813,872 be issued from the consolidated fund to complete the sum necessary to meet the recurrent and development expenditure during the year ending 30th June 2025 in respect of vote 1024.
Programs under the vote: 1. Migration and Citizen Services Management. 2. Population Management Services. 3. General Administration and Planning.
I propose the question that the programs under vote 1023 as read out and sums allocated in the schedule be approved. Honorable Makali Mulu.
Yeah, thank you very much, Honorable Chair.
I said if you're intending to speak on this, put your intervention.
Honorable Chair,
Honorable Makali, go on.
Even as I agree with this allocation to the Department of Migration and Citizen Services, Honorable Chair, the issue of passports and IDs is an issue of national interest.